Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Judy Lee and I'm a holistic coach. If you want to find out more about what I do, there's a link to my website in the description box below. But today we're here to look at the energy of the week for the week. So using the tarot cards, which is very helpful in giving some direction or giving a message basically. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards and let's see what comes out today. Oops. Okay, quite a few cards. I think I'll start again because I think too many are coming out. I think it's been quite an interesting time just in the past few days, just feeling a lot of energy coming up. I'm not sure if you've been feeling that as well. It feels like there's some irritation, some anger, or just I think maybe just suppressed emotions coming up. So if you have been feeling that way, just rest assured that it's okay, and it's probably a good time just to look at how you're feeling at the moment. Allow yourself to feel those feelings, like acknowledge it, allow yourself to feel, and then once you've gone through those stages, then you can start to think about the actions that you need to take. So I just felt the need to say that just because of the jumpiness of the cards. Okay, so let's see what messages are meant to come through today or for this week ahead. Right, come on. Just want another 2 cards. Okay, one just flew out, and just wait for the next card to come out, and there we go. So I'll just leave those and then just see what the underlying card is. So the Strength card came out first, then we've got the Lovers, and then the final card to come out, just put those aside, is the 5 of Wands. Okay, so just like last week's reading, the theme of the week I tend to think is what's at the bottom of the deck. So we've got the 2 of Pentacles, which, as you can see, it's pretty clear that the man in the picture is juggling. So normally it means that we have a few things on our plate and we're juggling various things in our lives. The other thing that I've come to sort of read this card as is that if you can see in the background, you've got the ships and there's lots of waves going on, and with the waves or water in general, that tends to represent emotions. So it could be that you're juggling a lot of things and you're also experiencing maybe a lot of emotions, and it kind of links in with what I was saying before about if you're feeling whatever feelings, anger, fear, frustration, it could be those are just normal feelings, so there's no need to push them down, but just let them be there if they're there. So just in terms of underlying theme for the week, it'll be maybe about, let's see how it comes out. We'll look at the rest of the cards and then come see how it all comes together. So the first card that flew out was the Strength card, which is pretty clear. It's a major arcana as well. And when we have the major arcana cards, it's about big themes in our lives. So that's talking about, the need to be strong probably for a lot of us. I'll just go through each of the cards and then pull the information together. Then we've got the Lovers card, and this can be the sign of Gemini, but also I tend to see it as the union of coming together, whether it's of 2 people or whether it's of the masculine and feminine within yourself. And I guess seeing the angel there kind of makes me feel like it's, a fated meeting of some sort. And then with the 5 of Wands, this is about conflict in general. Generally, for me, this represents inner conflict as well. So if I just take a few moments just to feel into what the cards are trying to say. So the message I'm getting is that this is the week to be kind to yourself and Yeah, it's interesting. The reason why I say that is because when we have a lot of things on our plate, the tendency is to want to keep going, to want to resolve them, even though we might be feeling a bit, uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, if we, especially during these very interesting times that we're experiencing at the moment, it's a real opportunity to stop, what we're kind of forced to as well, and to give ourselves the space to feel into where we're at, and basically to give ourselves space, really, because we tend to be on the go and we have a lot of distractions in our world, and it's easy to I guess avoid, or I don't know if that's the word I would use perhaps, looking deeper into how, what's happening in our lives. And I feel like now, even though it's difficult for a lot of people, it's actually a really good time to start doing that. So if you can, I'm a real fan of taking time out. If it's if all you can afford is 5 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day even, then give yourself that time. And it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be a full, recorded meditation. My type of meditation is really just sitting quietly, one hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach, just to sort of be connected to your body. And then just to breathe and just allow yourself to feel into what's happening in your mind, in your body, and just observe and just be with it. There's nothing to do. It's just that time to be with yourself, really, and not in a doing phase, or doing just in a doing mode, really. So that would be the first thing that's coming out. And I think the message here as well with the Strength card is to remember, how strong you really are, how much you've dealt with in your life, and that you will be able to deal with what's coming up going forwards as well. And, in line with what I was saying about being kind to yourself is, taking time out when you need to, and giving yourself space to breathe and spend time in nature, which is a great way to connect with yourself. If you live in a city where you don't have access to that, and I completely understand that, then even just looking at the sky is a part of nature as well. Or, if there's a park or somewhere where there's trees, just something that connects you with that tiny aspect of nature, that will help to give you some grounding. And also maybe to imagine yourself with roots, like if you in a sitting position, having that 2 minutes to yourself. During that time, maybe at the end, you can just imagine yourself really rooted into the ground, into the earth, and to remember that connection that you have, and that you're safe always. And then we have the Lover's card, and I don't usually use the tarot card for prediction. To me, this feels more a meeting of yourself, actually, the union of the masculine and feminine within yourself. And I think by giving yourself space and time to reflect and to feel into how you're feeling, you gain a deeper connection within yourself, which is amazing. That's why I named my website Born to Be You, because that's why we're here, to be ourselves and to experience what it is to be ourselves, because each and every one of us is unique. We have something special to contribute to the world, and it's important that we carry out that activity, or that destiny, perhaps, is the word I'm looking for. And then with the Five of Wands, this is more just about being aware of any conflict that may come up within yourself. So perhaps you feel guilty, perhaps you feel, a range of emotions over this time. And it's just allowing yourself to be with that, really. I think we've gone into the pattern of avoiding emotions. For some reason, they've been considered bad, or we've been conditioned to believe that, they're not good things. But actually, all of our emotions serve us, and there is really no good or bad. I think we judge ourselves a lot, and I think it's a really good time now to start letting go of those old judgments, and perhaps to start looking into where they came from, because most of the time they would have come from childhood and they don't really serve us anymore. So if these conflicting emotions do come up, just acknowledge them, let them be there. Perhaps try and identify what age you're feeling with those emotions. For example, it may be that you're feeling angry, and then you can associate that with your 5-year-old self during a situation, and just to nurture that inner child of yourself, give him or her space to feel, and to be acknowledged, and then to be comforted. I find that a really powerful exercise, the inner child work. So I would try and do that this week if you can as well, when difficult emotions come up. So just to summarize, this could be a week where, if emotions are coming up or you feel like you have a lot to do, it's a good time to really practice self-care, to really look after yourself, and to remember that you're a strong person and you will deal with whatever needs to be dealt with. There's also such a thing as perfect timing, and you can't push things to happen if they're not ready. So practice strength, and strength can mean also practicing patience and just letting things flow, letting go, surrendering. And by taking care of yourself, you build a better connection with yourself, which can only serve yourself and the rest of the world, the people around you, better. And just to be aware of any conflicting emotions that come up, and to give yourself the time to really nurture yourself if they do come up, and to practice some inner child work if you can. So that's the message for this week. I hope it's clear and helpful to you. Oh yes, I just want to mention that my niece, my lovely 7-year-old niece Emily, I just thought I'd mention what she's done for me, which is she really was pleased with the first video that I did last week, and so she wanted to add something, and what last week's reading was about was focusing on what you want. So this is what she did for me to remind you all about that message as well. So keep it in your back of your mind if you can. So thanks for listening to today's video. I hope that it'll be helpful to you in some way. If you like what you see, please subscribe to the channel. There's a button, I think it's got my logo on it, which you can use to subscribe, or otherwise in the description box there's a subscribe button there as well. And if I can help you in some way, please do contact me. My email address is in the description box as well, and it'd be great to hear from you. So love to see any comments that you have to make, any suggestions, any future things that you might want to learn about, so that I might possibly create some videos on them if they'll be useful to people. Okay, well, thanks everyone again. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye now.